So I'm gonna stop the audio here because the waterfall in the background is just too loud, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm telling you in the clip. So I am in this event holding a women's solstice water immersion where we gathered women in a cave behind a waterfall to pray and be with the earth. And this is actually day 3. And I hadn't recorded anything yet because it honestly felt too sacred and too intimate to fully record, but I still wanted to share a small glimpse of the experience, but just in a very gentle way. And so we're on day 3. The day I was recording this, it was actually the day of the solstice 2024, and we had already pretty much landed in the cave after those few days, and we got there by hiking up to the cave for 3 or 4 hours up the mountain. And we arrived in this ancient cave, and I was sharing in this clip also that the veil just feels so thin there. I am showing my bed. There's the waterfall, so we literally have the river flowing right above, and there's a constant white noise from the waterfall penetrating your brain. You're in the earth with water all around you. So it does something to your brain and to the way that the sound waves are flowing, where you kind of get in this complete meditative state at all times, and it's very deep and you get very present, but it's also very different than normal life. So it feels really beautiful to be there. I'm so grateful that I get to hold the ceremony for the women that joined us. And if anything, I want this to be a call to return to raw earth and to explore what happens when we as humans return to our earthly homes and really reconnect to the human nature and our connection to Mother. And also, if you're a woman, to really come together in circle with other women. And no matter if you're a woman or a man, also for men to come together with other men, there's just an understanding of holding each other in life and coming together that's like nothing else. And it's such a safe space that I am so honored to hold with this water immersion, and excited to hold more of and have more of you join. So let's see what this vlog holds. I might show you around a little, and we'll check in a little later. I'll see what I feel like filming. I'm definitely not going to be filming some of the ceremonies, but maybe some of the hikes, and just a little check-in to give you just a tiny insight into this grand experience. So, yay, this intro. So a little bit of a backstory of how I got here holding these immersions. I've traveled around the world and been really fascinated by getting into raw nature. Honestly, that's kind of how I grew up. My parents love nature. My family is very much an active outdoor family. And so when I was first out of school and my focus moved from school to purpose, I traveled for a few years, and the first big project I started was a water business where I changed my drinking water, and it was a big shift in my life and in my relationship to this element. And then over the years, moving more into the healing realms and the holistic realms, earth-based ceremonial practices, I started to facilitate water prayer and water ritual and really bring people back to water. And this developed with a combination of working with women and getting women back to the raw earth, back to the raw elements, and really this mission of the Earth Daughters. And I'm so grateful to call this my work today, to work with water as a business, as immersions, with our community, with women, with gatherings. And it really is my soul work, and I feel like we need more of this in the world, because water is life, water is God, water is everything. And I'm all about like going back to the simplicity of life, the simplicity of our relationship to the elements, and really working on that and establishing a relationship and finding peace and connection there, just as beings of the earth, which we are as humans first of all, before money, before career, before life path, anything. We are daughters of the earth. And this is a little bit of why we are all gathered there, gathered here in this cave, in this immersion, to return to the earth and to return to the feminine wisdom that arises when we connect to the earth, and the healing that happens in simplicity and in connection to raw elements and raw earth. And I'm so glad that you are getting a fraction of this whole experience, the different rituals and circles we went into to deeply connect with one another and deeply connect with the water and deeply connect with different practices, to drop deeper into our rooted connection to the earth and our spiritual connection to the astral.
Somos medicinas, mujeres medicina, cantando y danzando, despertando en esta vida. Somos medicinas, mujeres medicina, cantando y danzando, despertando en esta vida. Crecemos siendo niñas, sabias, abuelitas, mujeres creadoras, poderosas, sanadoras. Crecemos siendo niñas, sabias, abuelitas.
Good morning, everyone. So I left the cave because it's so loud there with the waterfall, to give you a little bit of an update where we are in our ceremony, because we are about to head back down the mountain. Solstice was yesterday and we closed it, but as I'm looking for a spot to film, I want to show you this incredible rock that has a tree that's grown on it. And honestly, this kind of stuff in nature just like baffles me. Like, it feels impossible. So I want to show you guys. Let's see if I can get through this stream. So, look at this tree. It's literally growing on this rock with the roots. Isn't that absolutely wild? How on earth? You see, the roots are here. They've grown all along this rock. And this is the tree. Wow. And this is the rock. It's huge. Right by this beautiful stream. Whoa. That is the power of nature. If you don't think that you can literally thrive anywhere in the world, talk to this tree that's growing on a rock and that's found a way for its roots and vines to reach the ground to plant itself. Okay. So I'm just gonna sit right here to share a little bit about our gathering up here. Honestly, there's not many words that I have for describing what has happened. We have gone through a series of such beautiful ceremonies, working a lot with water and the force of the elements, and just bringing the women back to the earth and bringing ourselves back to Mother. And some of these sisters that joined through my online community, they flew in from different places of the world to experience this, and it's been so transformational. Yesterday for solstice, we went above the waterfall. There's pools, as you saw probably earlier in this video, and we actually held a water ceremony, and we jumped off this really big cliff, which was a really big rite of passage for especially one of the sisters. And we studied lucid dreaming last night. on the night of the solstice, and it's just been so beautiful. And there's also something that happens when we are with elements this raw, where they are teaching us directly. They are speaking to us, they are sharing with us, and that's so potent. Like, as a human being, a human animal, a human earth daughter of Mother Nature, this has been such a beautiful way to spend the solstice and to take all of you along, even if it was just a very small moment. But I'm grateful it was, and even me sitting in this forest right now, by the stream, by the huge rock with the tree on it, I just feel such immense gratitude. And also the waterfall and the water have moved a lot of emotions in me, have cleansed a lot. So I'm also excited to get back home and just integrate from a place of like more stillness or more like stagnant earth energy, to reflect and to be. I'm so excited for that. And I'm also excited to hike back down today with the women. We're gonna stop by another beautiful water spot to get into water together. And that's what we get up to over here. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Pachamamita. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Mutter Erde. Always learning in this human experience. Also, there's like 5 mosquitoes around my camera, so I think it's time to go. And so we walked back, crossing under the waterfall, back to the forest, and walking back home. And this experience was such a rite of passage for many, just like a really deep meaning of themselves in nature, in gorgeous, pristine, ancient nature. And it's beautiful to see the difference when you first start a journey like this and then you walk back down as like a united family, a united sisterhood, just being silly and having fun and feeling so relieved of what we just accomplished, which not many things in life match that feeling of accomplishment, of expansion, of learning, of growing with your sisters and with the earth and with yourself, and at a state where we can get sad about where the world is looking, how the world is looking, or we can be a more positive embodiment of the human potential. It's such an honor to have held this space and to be able to share it with all of you.